Okay, we're going to go through what an equivalent fraction is. Now, equivalent basically means equal. Okay, so if something is equivalent, it is equal. So when we're talking maths, we can be talking about equal numbers, but generally equal size. If I said to you 2 plus 2 equals 4, you would say that's correct. Okay. If we put that into a diagram form, got 2 there, plus 2 here, equals 4. Okay, so carrying on, if I have 2 squares shaded in there, plus 2 squares shaded in there, I've got 4 squares shaded in. Okay, which again comes back to the 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now, when we're dealing with fractions, because that's what we're looking at equivalent fractions. Okay, when we're dealing with fractions, a fraction, as we know, is part of a whole, so not a whole. Now, if we look at our shapes here, the fraction we have there is 2 shaded, 2 pieces shaded, out of 4. So as a fraction, this is 2 out of 4. Now, this is exactly the same, 2 out of 4. Now, in total, we've got two fractions, or 2 pieces, plus another 2 pieces, so we've got 4 pieces out of a total of 8 pieces. So we've got a total of 4 out of 8. Now, when we get to equivalent meaning equal, when we get to equivalent, we are looking at what is on the top. If we change what is on the top to a number that is bigger or smaller, then we change the number that is on the bottom by something that is bigger or smaller, but we have to change it by the same amount. As an example, what I mean from this is, I'll just rub this out, bear with me here. Okay, if I say 2 out of 4, which is what we used over here before, this thing here, 2 out of 4. So if I've got 2 pieces out of 4, if I want an equivalent fraction of that, let's say I multiply that top number by 2. Okay, so we know that 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Now, my top number becomes 4. If I just keep this bottom number here as 4, then 4 out of the 4 is not the same as 2 out of 4. Okay, so 4 out of 4 is not the same as 2 out of 4. So going back to what I said, whatever you do to the top number, in this case we took the 2 and we multiplied it by 2, you must do to the bottom number. So I'll rub out that when I find where it is. Okay, so we rub out the 4. Okay, not going to rub out the 4. Let's cross out the 4. So if I multiplied this top number by 2, then I must multiply my bottom number by 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. So in other words, now I can say that 2 out of 4 is the same as 4 out of 8. Now we saw this up here. 2 out of 4 is the same as 4 out of 8. Still going to get the same amount. I could carry that on and I can multiply that top number by any number. So let's say I multiply it by 3 this time. 4 times 3 is 12. So if I multiply the top number by 3, I must multiply the bottom by 3. 3 times 8 is 24. So 12 out of 24 is the same as 4 out of 8, which is the same as 2 out of 4. Now, it doesn't matter how big your bottom number gets or your top number gets, as long as you are changing them by the same amount top and bottom, then it's going to be an equivalent fraction. Okay, see how you go with that.